Hey guys, so my topic for this week's wiki is regarding the question of if our identities can transcend through technology or not. The readings focused on how we bring certain aspects of our identity into our identities within technology. I am arguing that in many ways we will always bring aspects of our culture and identity into technology, and that it is in our best interest to do so. Um, I am first going to argue that the website Suicide Girls, although it's marketed as progressive and pro-feminist, does not accurately represent women as a whole. The site encourages women to be their true and perfect selves. However, women are hand-selected to be able to be on the site and all have to have some sort of tattoo, piercing, or deviant trait. It talked about in the article that they will often not pick women who don't have a tattoo or a piercing. That's noticeable. So because the company's selecting the women who will be on the site, they're choosing which one of them will make them money. They're not choosing black women or women of other races. So in a sense, they're not following their own ideals of showing real women because they're choosing what is real and what's not. There's not really any way that the company can be inclusive of all women and be completely unbiased while selecting the women to be on their sites. In the end, the company's goal is to make money, just like any other company. In a sense, that means that the women who are offering their pictures for a monetary reward are just commodities. They are taking part in a capitalist system that is rooted in patriarchy. We can see that patriarchy remains intact even within this company because of the fact that they only choose to include certain women on the site. They may try to market the fact that they pick women who are different and not like the norm, but they still only choose women who have tattoos and piercings, and they're mostly white. So because of the patriarchal system in which we live, white women with tattoos and piercings are more accepted than black women who would have the same markings on their body. So in the reading, Magnet says, that goes along with what I just said, she says, if it's only the white models who are depicted as transgressing the traditional boundaries of femininity, whereas the same marks on women of color are used to endorse racialized narratives around primitive or exotic sexuality, the site remains highly problematic. So she's basically agreeing with what I just said by saying that if the site is only picking white models and saying that they are transgressing the traditional boundaries of femininity, that's actually not true because the same markings on women of color are just seen as primitive or exotic or different. So that's really problematic. My next major argument is more about the readings on Black Twitter. So in regards to this reading or these readings, I believe that there are certain parts of one's culture that can't be masked, even if communicating through technology. The way a person talks on various social media platforms, websites, or even the kind of hashtags or language that they use, all gives us insight into their backgrounds and who they are. As the readings suggest, in today's age, there are people of all races, all cultures and backgrounds that are present on social media and who are using different technologies. There's so many cultures and subcultures that have access to technologies and are able to find community within these technologies. For example, as we talked about in the readings, Black users often find a sense of community on Twitter that mimics a community that would take place in the real world. These online communities require that the person has some understanding of norms within Black culture. These groups find a sense of empowerment and solidarity and collective identity by being part of the online communities. Basically the same sort of thing that would happen in the outside world. So by embracing who they are and where they've come from, it's really empowering. And these type of technology or social media platforms give individuals opportunity to do just that. In many ways, like I just said, the internet is not that far off from the real world because people are forming communities every day and group identities based on their shared backgrounds, beliefs, and understandings. These new technological platforms can just be a better way for different cultures and subcultures to embrace their individuality or connect with people of the same background or who are similar to them, to find a sense of community.